I think I hit it. I did hit it.
You did.
We are live. What is going on, LBHT crew?
Oh, look, Xavier Legette didn't make the catch.
And B is still reacting in real time to the game that's still going on for the Panthers playing the Cardinals. Not going the way that we had anticipated. All right. B's a little bit more upset than I am. But I think the Panthers are still going to be all right. They're still going to be all right. This is okay for the Panthers. This is why I was saying all preseason that they need.
Oh, look, Xavier Legette didn't make the catch again.
Well, you know, hey,
at this point, it's on Bryce for continuing to throw to him.
But look, they need to trade him if they can, or do whatever, get whatever they can for him. But this is why I was saying they needed to take preseason more seriously, right? They needed the starters to get a lot more reps out there. They needed to be like what the Bengals were doing.
Right? Bengals don't solve, or the preseason don't solve a lack of talent.
It's not, but it's more than that. Lack of talent isn't why they're losing. Lack of discipline is why they're losing right now.
It's both. It's definitely a lack of talent as well.
They're not executing in the red zone. If they execute in the red zone, they could have won both games. They could have won last weekend.
But we're talking about games against very bad teams.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, they're not a good team. Like, yeah, maybe they could have beaten Jacksonville and Arizona, who are, by the way, both more talented than Carolina. But that doesn't solve the fact that they're not they don't have NFL level talent on the offense or defense at this point.
Well, they have NFL level talent. It's just not,
they have some. They have more on offense than they have on defense. The defense is not an NFL level defense at this point. Like they can't cover tight ends. They can't stop the run. They can barely pressure the quarterback. I mean, they did a little bit more this week than they did last week because they started to play the younger guys. But no, they're not a functional defense at this point.
At this point, I think they'll get there. But we said this though, right? Like, I know we have to react in real time to this, but we said it's going to take a few weeks for that defense to kind of get to where, they will be respectable. I think this is part of the process.
But the problem is, I think they're respectable enough in the front where they put their resources, where they drafted guys, where they signed guys. They're respectable enough in the back end where they have J.C. Horn. They brought in more. I mean, they'll be more so once they get over this weird fascination with Nick Scott. I don't know why he's still on the field, but they are not going to be able to do anything about those linebackers. Their linebackers are trash. They suck. They can't cover. They can't tackle. They can't. Christian Rose. I saw him play with Christian Rose. But James Conner is not the most fleet of foot running back in the NFL. I'll just put it that way. Right? He's not the most explosive guy out there at this point. I think it was James Conner, but he gave a little stutter step and he cut back inside, and my man Roseboom overran that play by like 18 yards. He went sliding out of bounds. Like, I don't know if there was a banana peel on the field or what was going on, but Rose, no. and like I said, I knew that's why we used that insight before the game about Trey McBride. They have no shot at covering any tight ends, not even bad ones. And Trey McBride's a really good one. And really they're going to continue to play good tight ends, and they're going to continue to get shredded by good tight ends. Like Arizona, they're just not a very good offense, but they've been able to do whatever they want on offense against Carolina. Carolina's like, yeah, no, man, just take your time to do what you feel. If you don't get it right, we'll line up. We'll let you try it again. On offense, yeah, they're better. Tedero McMillan is for real. He's legit. He's just good.
27-15, first and goal at Arizona's one right now. I want to see they punch it for a touchdown. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, though, right? They get this touchdown. It's a one-score game. I'm not saying that they'll come back and win, but like it's just that early, the start to the game where they give 2 turnovers.
Because they couldn't block anybody.
Right. Yeah. But
and listen, I know he's a small dude. And I know he's got small hands. You got to hold on to the ball. Yeah, Bryce, you have to hold on to the ball. You can't drop the ball because somebody touched you. Like that's just what it is. Like, yeah, they had to block those guys, but you know what? You had to take the sack and still hold on to the ball. And of course they scored, and it wasn't Tetterow and McMillan.
Who scored?
Only because I bet on that. Only because I bet on Tetterow and McMillan scoring is he not scoring a touchdown right now. Whatever.
See, that's why I don't gamble.
Whatever.
That's why I don't
gamble. I know. But I didn't bet any actual money. It was just credit on the apps. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But listen, like Tetterow is for real.
Who scored?
It looked like Renfro. Let me look here.
2 touchdowns for Hunter.
Yeah, it's Hunter. Tetterow is a legit number 1 wide receiver. Like, I can see that already 2 games in. Like, he's for real. Hunter Renfro is he's a guy who, you know, he can be on the roster, he can be in the rotation, but he's not like a starting wide receiver at this point. They desperately need Jalen Coker back. Xavier Legette is Xavier Legette's worthless. I'm sorry. I hope Glorilla dumps his ass. But, you know, I mean, she needs to wake up and see what she's with right now.
That might wake him up. Isn't that what happened to Bryce?
I told you, no. Bryce got benched, and then he came back, and it slowed down for him, and he came back and he was playing fine. All right,
he got benched, and his girlfriend dumped him,
right, because she was wrong. And
that woke him up.
I told you when you were off air, like, having Xavier Legette out there is playing 10 on 11. Like, he doesn't do anything. I couldn't believe early in the game where they called 2 straight plays for Xavier Legette. It was like a end around, like a jet sweep, and then a screen. And I'm like, the hell did you think was going to happen on these 2 plays? You guess how many yards they gained?
0.
Correct. It only took you 1 shot there. He's been targeted, I don't know how many times a day. He hasn't caught any of them. Why would he? For what?
There's no reason to. Yeah, and if you guys see my screen brighten up, that's because I'm clicking over to the other page and looking at scores and stats. Adelia told me to fix this, and look, this is what happens when my producer's not here to keep me in check. Okay, I'll get it right for the show. I promise. All right. Let's say what's up to the chat, man. Game Too Easy was here. I think he's laughing at you, B. He's got the laughing emojis.
Okay, you're about to get your ass kicked by JJ McCarthy tonight.
You know,
you better calm yourself down.
JJ McCarthy. Wait, who's Game Too Easy's team?
The Falcons.
Oh, you're Falcons. Oh, I see. I got.
I was sitting in the chat laughing like they didn't blow the biggest lead in Super Bowl history.
I picked the Falcons to win tonight.
Like you didn't waste the entire career of Julio Jones.
That's a great career. They're so close. But I'm picking the Falcons to win. Andrew, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Our guy Hendo from the Rogue Pod. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. We got Jay the 6 in the house. His Panthers game not even over.
You know it's over, Jay.
It's not over.
Stop.
No, Jay is right. There's 2 minutes
Jay
left.
Is not right. I mean, look, technically it's not over, but you have to announce that you're going for an onside kick now.
I mean, you got 1 timeout left and the 2 minute. Well, no, you don't have the 2 minute warning.
The 2 minute warning. They have to go for an onside kick.
Game's over. Filthy, what's going on? Says is Andrew. Andrew's officially cooked. I don't think he has recovered from the playoff drop. Man, he's not playing well.
Yeah, and you know what? Thank God for not trading him to Carolina. Worthless.
We'll get to the Ravens in a second. Let me say shout outs to everybody real quick. We got Killer in the house. What's going on? It says Ola Jose, Ola Killer.
I just want you to know real quick before you get too deep into this. If Carolina recovers the onside kick, we're shutting this off until the game's over.
I gotta change the title and thumbnail then. Now, and didn't I tell you? Okay, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, for the record, B hit me up and said, "Are you ready to stream now?" Because I asked him if he wanted to wait until after the Panthers game. Said yes, and then they scored, didn't get the 2-point conversion, and B was like, "Let's start setting up the stream." I said, "You don't want to wait for the comeback?" And he said, "No, let's start now." So if they come back, that guy right there.
Listen, look, no, but honestly, I'm mad about this game because again, they gave away the game in the first 2 plays. Well, not the first 2 plays, the first 2 series. Third down on their first 2 series, they didn't even attempt to block Arizona blitzing Bryce. And the first time, fumble, return for a touchdown. The next time he got hit while he was throwing, intercepted. They scored. They kicked a field goal. So they're down 10 before, they even knew what happened, right? But again, once they actually, wait a minute, oh my God, they got it.
See?
I've never even seen somebody recover an onside kick in the year of our Lord 2025. Oh my God.
You know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen?
The
Panthers are going to win it.
Tedero is about to score.
Going to win it.
No, but listen, they like that's what's irritating because, like you said, if you don't have those mistakes, you can win these games, right? But they do this to themselves all the time. They start out seasons, they start out games, and they just shoot themselves in the foot, and then they're like, "Hold up," and then they aim at the other foot and they shoot that one too just to be sure. And then after there's no pressure, after everybody thinks you can't possibly win, then they get into a rhythm and they start to play. And it's too late at that point.
Listen, if they come back and win this game, I'm changing the title and thumbnail real time, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see me at work. You'll see the behind the scenes. You'll see how I do this real quick. I put the things together, I think, pretty well in a timely fashion. But I'll be changing this ASAP. All right.
I'm gonna have to watch that later. I didn't even see the onside kick. I just saw him celebrating. Like, how did you not get the onside kick, Arizona?
Especially when you have to announce it now.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter. At the end of the game, you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's no surprise. Like they have to. They don't have any timeouts.
Oh no.
What?
No, the pass got batted down. It's third now.
All right, big play here. All right, listen, we're gonna get to the Ravens in a second, but this is big. They come back here. That would be amazing.
That'd be huge for my parlay. But the
Davon, what's going on?
Yeah.
But
the defense is awful. The defense is awful. They need to be playing Princely, who got his first career sack today. Congratulations to him. They need to be playing him and Nick Scorton and Lathan Ransom much, much more than they are. You don't have the veterans to keep them on the bench. Like, you're just doing that because that's just how you feel like you should be doing it. Like that's just a that's like a wait a minute, flag. What happened here? Did somebody rough Bryce? No, but it was against the Cardinals.
What's going on, Yolanda? Thanks for coming through.
That's just one of those philosophical things where you're just like, oh, I don't want to play these young guys.
Yeah.
Because Nick Scott didn't beat out anybody. I promise you that. Nick Scott didn't beat out anybody for that position.
I'm not going to lie. When they came out in that second half, that defense was getting bullied.
Yeah. I don't think I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure Arizona did not go over 200 yards rushing today. So snapping that streak, progress. So that's great.
Chief just scored. Agnes said, "What's up, Agnes?"
Hey, Agnes, how you doing?
Thanks for coming through. Who else? Did we get everybody in the chat? Phantom Cyborg says, "Salute LBHT. Hope y'all doing well." Salute, Phantom.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming through.
Now it's 4th and 5. See, because they blitzed again, and Carolina once again could not block it.
Buck says, "I hope AZ Sports is AZ Sports." Hey, yo, Fonz was good. Says Lamar asked for D-Hop years ago. The Ravens' stubbornness is frustrating. Still love him, though.
By the way, I'll tell you about Tez Walker out here scoring 2 touchdowns.
Hey, Tez Walker, all he does is score touchdowns when he touches the ball.
That's
3 career catches, 3 career touchdowns.
That's right.
I'm happy.
Maybe target him some more.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Bryce. Bryce, throw the ball. Oh, my God.
Is it over?
It's definitely over. But that's what happens when you have one guy potentially who can get open.
Valiant effort. They fell short. Bryce actually
flag on the play.
Is there?
There is it's probably intentional grounding though.
Oh,
but we'll see.
Despite the early turnovers, he had a pretty good game.
Yeah. Oh, the Colts beat Denver. I didn't even see that. Oh my God.
The Colts are 2-0. Okay, all right, we'll get into that, B. We'll get into that. All right, let's get over to the Ravens. What happened?
Defensive holding. It's first down.
Oh, the game's not over. Okay, we're not getting to the Ravens yet.
Because they're on the Cardinals 45. It was 4th and 5, right?
I'm gonna clip that.
I'm watching.
He was so excited.
And Bryce scrambled back from the Cardinals 45 all the way to his own 30. and it was over at that point, right? And dude caught him, and he fell down and tried to throw the ball, and that was it. But no, the referee said, "We got another minute and a half. Let's play it out."
B is so excited there. All right, so it's 1st and 10. Where are they at?
They are on the Cardinals 41-yard line with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. They just ran the ball for about 4 yards.
They have all the time in the world.
Yeah,
Willie Seabaugh, what's good?
Now.
Shout out to Jay. Jay says, shout out to my MF and dog Tez. Yes. Willie says, what's good, fellas? Tez is about to be wasting his talents on this team. Shaking my head.
He's got a couple touchdowns already, man. I think that he's gonna carve out a very real role for himself, and it's going to be a valuable role for Baltimore.
Oh, I think he showed it today, right? Like he can stretch the field.
Yeah.
He and not only is he stretching the field, he's not a decoy stretching the field. Like if you don't commit to him, he's going to burn you. He showed that on those 2 touchdown plays that he had, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So when he gets out there, defenses are going to have to look at him and say, hey, you have to respect him. If he gets behind you, he's going to beat you, and he's going to catch that ball for a touchdown, right? He's not going to Teddy Ginnett. All right.
Chandler Zavala out here getting called for holding on what was a pretty big play. I don't know why you're even on the field, Chandler.
Well, why did Bryce do that? Bryce a fool. What's up, Clot? Thanks for coming through, man. Let's see. Shout out to Flacco, best player for the Ravens today.
Yeah.
Man, what's going on? Says, are y'all enjoying Sunday football? Always.
We'll see in a minute. Go, man. We'll see in a minute.
Felipe, is D-Hop legit? Have you watched his career? I think he's legit.
That's right, man. Yo, listen, I just want to say something, and this is all jokes aside. Arizona are some goddamn cheaters, man. They've been cheating all game long. They just got a roughing the passer on Bryce, so it's going to be first down again here in a second. But like, you want to talk about undisciplined? That's the boys in red.
Josh Allen just put up 30 points with 0 TDs, so Josh Allen didn't put up 8 points. The Bills put up 30 points.
The last I saw, Josh Allen was 3 for 14 or something. Maybe not quite that bad, but he left the game at one point for them to go look at his nose, and Mitchell Trubisky came in and immediately beat all of his numbers.
All right, my screen is bright, so you know I'm doing some research here. Bills 30-10. Josh Allen 14 for 25, 148 yards. No touchdowns, no picks.
There you go. Not great.
Also 6 carries, 59 yards.
Another flag. Oh my God.
We're gonna get to the Ravens.
These refs don't want to go home, man.
What was the flag on?
I'm assuming it's on Carolina.
Yeah, James Cook was good. James Cook is really good.
Yeah, intentional grounding on Bryce.
That's like the second one, isn't it?
No, they didn't call intentional grounding before, but I don't know. These refs are just.
But Josh has no help. Right game too easy. Right. Do you know what happens if Lamar doesn't score? He goes in game and doesn't score any touchdowns. We lose.
Yeah. Not today though. That defense scored today.
Yeah, 1 touchdown, and they also scored for Cleveland.
What you mean?
Oh, you didn't see that touchdown that they got?
Nah.
Oh, you didn't see how Flacco got his touchdown?
Huh.
He threw an interception. When I say he threw an interception, Marlowe he caught it, and then he moved, and the ball slipped out of his hands, and the guy and the Cleveland receiver caught it behind him.
So he didn't catch
touchdown.
It. That's what you're saying.
Like he literally caught it. He had it in his hands, and then he moved. I don't know what he was doing, but he moved, and the ball just just popped out of his hand while he was trying to like bring it in, and the guy just took it.
I need to call up Bryce and say I need a lot fewer targets to Hunter Renfrow in late game situations. Get the ball to Tetaroa.
So what are we looking at? Give us an update here. B.
We are looking. It's not looking great, but it's not over yet. They are at, I want to say it's now third down. They're on Arizona's 43, and they're not putting up the time here. So
looks like 44 seconds left.
And
3rd and 20 at Arizona's 43.
Bad pass by Bryce out the targeting Hunter Renfrow again. Okay. Oh, and another flag. Look at that. Oh, these refs are unbelievable. I mean, I saw this one was offsides, but like, God.
It's offsides?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then now it's 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. Clowney signed with the Cowboys. That's all right.
I don't understand Baltimore fans' obsession with bringing back Jadeveon Clowney. He is not who you think he is.
Who is Carolina's coach? He's very young. He is young. That's Dave Canales. I don't know how old he is.
I want to say he's like 37.
Yeah. Philly won. Is that game over?
Oh, he dropped it. Bryson Tremaine. Why are we throwing it to? Yeah, I mean, okay. Do your seatbelt celebration on Bryson Tremaine. God, I hate it. Now it's 4th down.
4th and 15.
Yeah.
At Arizona's 38. Okay. Drop a play for Tetaroa. What's going on, right. Coach? We are reacting live to this Panthers game. B wanted to start this live stream before the Panthers game was over because he was certain that they were going to just throw the game away, and they came back. Now we're waiting. We're waiting to see if they can pull off the miracle here.
Nope, sack. And game over.
That's not how you want to end. Oh man, that's not how you want to end the game.
See what I'm talking about, man.
That's not how you want to end the game.
They desperately need more competent pass catchers.
I was going to give you guys a little behind the scenes here and show you how I create my thumbnails and do my titles and everything live in real time. I was going to change everything right here on the stream for you guys. All right.
Yeah.
But I'll hold it up. Okay. But this is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying more work in the preseason. They could have pulled out these games.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, so the blocking thing, I mean, whoever that's on to call those protections, whether that's Bryce, whether that's the center, they've been failing at that. They were not able to block early on in the game. They weren't able to block essentially anytime Arizona decided to blitz them. But the receivers not getting open, that's just a talent thing. They don't have it. Bryson Tremaine, listen, I don't want to talk bad about this dude. Like he's living out his dream. He worked his whole life to get to the NFL. He's there. He made the team. All that. It's all great. He has no business being on the field in that situation. Hunter Renfrow, okay, you could be out there, I guess, but you can't be getting targeted multiple times on that drive. You know what I'm saying? They can put all the attention they want on Tetaroa McMillan and just take him out of the game because they know none of those other guys are going to beat him. And if Xavier Legette does beat you, you know he ain't going to catch it, right? Yeah. Hunter's not going to get open. Xavier's not going to get open. Tremaine's not going to get open. They don't even have Jimmy Horn active. David Moore is not out there. Makes you wonder why he's the one who's active over Jimmy Horn if he's not going to play it. Like, I know special teams, but whatever. They suck at that too anyway. So it's just I don't know. I told Jay in our Discord they need to go out. They need to get a real center because Austin Corbett is a guard who they moved to center. And he both last week and this week, multiple bad snaps. They need to go get a center. They need to go and get a starting caliber wide receiver. That's not saying go get T. Higgins or Justin Jefferson. That's why I told you before I wanted them to go after De'Ami Brown in free agency. You know, go after Tyler Wallace in free agency.
What about Tyreek Hill?
I mean, listen, Tyreek Hill sound like he washed, man. Like he can't get you a catch over 30 yards in a year. What's that? What's that? What's up with that? No, but like if they could get Tyreek Hill, yeah. But they need just somebody who belongs on the field, who can actually get open, catch the ball, and contribute consistently. Right now,
Yeah.
Teteroa is the only wide receiver they have on the field who looks like he belongs on an NFL field. Right?
And T-Mac is really good.
Yes. I don't know. Like next week, Jimmy Horn has to be active just to see if he can do anything with this offense. Yeah. Because right now they can't even get the run game going because nobody respects their pass game really. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
It's a long uphill battle, but I believe by mid-season you'll see a better version of this team. Like the talent, like they're gonna have to make a couple of trades here and there to get a little bit better that way. But execution wise, which is what could have got them this win, definitely. You'll see that you'll see better execution as the season goes on, and there will be a game here and there where they'll surprise you with the win that you weren't expecting them to, a team they weren't expecting them to beat.
Yeah,
that's how I feel, right?
But it's just odd because they were playing much better on offense in the second half of last season. And now it's like they it's like what happens when people talk about why there shouldn't be summer vacation in schools. Because, the kids, they go all year, they learn all this stuff, and then they hit summer, and then they lose so much of what they learned, and you just got to spend the beginning of the next year reviewing it. It's like that's what's going on with Carolina. Like, hey, we took 3 steps forward, and now we took a couple back, and we got to retrain to get back to where we were.
That's on Canals. Canals let them rest, and because they're veterans. Now you gotta let them go out there and play in preseason. They gotta get those reps. They gotta get on the same page. They haven't, if a team like if Joe Burrow can go out there in preseason and take some meaningful snaps, your offense can go out there and take some snaps as well. But lesson learned for the coach. He's a new coach himself, so he's still developing in those terms. We'll see. Team Ramey was good. I see you, Warbone. Thanks for coming through. Coach, what's going on, Coach? I see you in here. All right, let's talk some Ravens. The Ravens put up another 40 burger, okay, against the Browns today, 41-17. They did pretty much what I expected them to do. I expected them to go out there. I mean, I didn't expect them to score 40. I don't ever expect a team to score 40. But I expected them to take care of business. I wasn't too worried about this game. I wanted to see the defense play a lot better. They played better. A lot better. They played better. Okay?
Yeah. Listen, we both said that they should go out there and they should be able to pull away from the Cleveland Browns and win this one fairly easily. The defense, they played well. But there's nothing you can do against the Cleveland Browns that is going to be impressive after what you did against the Buffalo Bills.
No.
They're the Cleveland Browns. It's Joe Flacco, and then later on it's Dylan Gabriel. Like, doesn't matter what you do at all.
I get credit for the win and playing well today. You get credit for that. Roquan played a lot better today. Obviously got that scoop and score touchdown. Nate Whittaker's had an interception, but like I said, like you ain't shut them out either, No. But it doesn't matter. Like I don't want to be overly critical. It was a good win, good performance by them. That's good. There's really not much that they can do right now early on in the season that's going to really change my opinion of this defense. They had to really play consistently great from here on out for me to start to change my opinion. And really it comes down to the playoffs, right?
Yeah. They have to have games like this against teams that matter. They have to turn the ball over against teams, teams who matter and in games that matter. Again, it doesn't matter if you do it against Cleveland. Who cares?
I ain't gonna lie, because when Flacco threw that touchdown, I got a little nervous. It was at that point it was 20-3, and they went for it on fourth. and they got the first down, and then he threw that pass. Oh no, he didn't get the first down. That was a fourth down. That was on fourth down. He threw the pass, and Marlowe had the ball in his hands. Like he went like this. He had it, and he just moved out the way, and the ball just popped out, and the guy standing right behind him catches it for a touchdown. Now it's 20-10, and I'm like, this is how it starts.
Yeah,
you know,
like, Khalil Shakir, is that you?
Right.
Keon Coleman, you here?
But the Ravens didn't stop. Harbaugh didn't pull a Harbaugh this week. He didn't just run Derrick Henry up the middle 3 times for negative yards, and then we had to punt the ball away and give them a chance to score. Like, we actually passed the ball. What they did this week is exactly what they should have done last week, right? Now I get Derrick Henry was gashing them, but when you see them stacking the box, and you have all these wide receivers that can get open, why aren't you throwing the ball?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Browns defense is better than the Bills defense.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of? Like, why are you afraid to put the ball in the air against the Bills?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you concerned about Derrick Henry start fumbling the ball?
No.
Because apparently he had, I believe they said 1 fumble all over the last, I don't know how many carries. And he's got 2 so far in 2 weeks in 2025.
One he lost, one he didn't lose. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. We put up too many points for me to worry about that right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not like if we're putting up 40 points, I'm not concerned about it. Like the one last week, he shouldn't even have been in the game. So to me, that doesn't even count. The one this week, look, we'll just say it's the Browns and you weren't, I mean, I wouldn't even say he wasn't secured in the ball. It was a good punch out. Like he was almost on the ground before the guy punched it out. That happens.
Yeah,
that happens.
That's what I'm gonna say about Bryce. That happens.
Yeah. What's up, Darren? Darren says, shout out to my niece. Her B-Day is today. Oh, okay. Happy birthday, niece. Only caught the game on Red Zone. Love to get a win with what looked like an off day from that run game. Yeah,
but it's funny, right? Because it was a bad day for the run game. Derrick Henry, the last I saw, he had like 10 carries for 24 yards, something like that, and of course the fumble. So no, not a good day at all. But it was a day for everyone in Flock Nation to remember that it's not Derrick Henry that makes this team go. It's Lamar.
Right.
And Lamar was, again, outstanding. It was funny because when I first turned it on, when I first turned the game on, it was some bull riding BS. And I tried to go to Sunday Ticket and it was blacked out. But after enough people complained to YouTube TV, they got that fixed. So once I got into the game later, the announcer, I believe it was Ross Tucker, was talking about how off Lamar was. And they showed 2 clips. And then, they showed his stats and he was 5 for 8. I'm like, he's that off, huh? having a terrible day. But he ended up with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, another stellar performance. And again, Lamar is what makes the offense go. And finally, it looks like they have enough guys who can make plays around him, right? Zay Flowers had another good day. I don't know what Rashad Bateman ended up doing. I saw him attempt to catch 1 ball and it really happened for him.
2 catches. He hasn't done much, but that's okay.
DeAndre Hopkins is doing his thing. Tez Walker had a couple touchdowns. Tylan Wallace had a touchdown. Once they get Isaiah Likely back, that's just another guy who can go out there and make plays. And honestly, I will not get past the fact that you could have another dynamic player on the offense in Keaton Mitchell, and you're just like, no, but Rasheem needs to play special teams. Stop it.
And he got hurt.
Yeah, I did.
He got concussion today, so you have to monitor that. They might activate Keaton Mitchell now.
They're going to go out and sign another running back who plays special teams. Don't kid yourself.
Right. Hopkins, listen, man. Hopkins still got it. He's not exactly the Hopkins, in his prime, obviously. But that catch that he made, 2 weeks in a row, if you're the defender, the only thing you can do is, hey, I did my job. I did my job fully, and he just made a great catch. Like that's an insane 2 weeks in a row where he made touchdown catches.
Well, and I'll tell you too. This is what people actually mean when they say a quarterback who elevates his receivers, right? Because
Mm.
DeAndre Hopkins, no, he's not. He's not the same D Hop from Houston, the guy who go out there and dominate with terrible quarterbacks. But he can still catch and he can still play. And when you have a quarterback who can get him the ball in advantageous positions, he'll take advantage of it, right? You can't have it go out there with a quarterback and just be like, hey, do D-hop things. That's not going to work, right? But when you have him out there and you say, hey, you know what? We have a guy who can spread the ball around, who's going to get you the ball accurately in positions for you to make plays, and is going to help you out with that part of it. He's going to be a useful player, you know.
And this is what we're talking about. This is what we've been talking about for years about what the Ravens is missing on defense. When we say a true number one, we keep and people keep arguing, oh, well, they have this guy. This guy can be this guy can be that. And we're saying, no, there's nobody on this team that's like a D-Hop. There's nobody on this team that's like, these top players. Mm-hmm. We don't have anybody on this team that can do that until now, right? Yeah. We hadn't had it. Lamar's whole career, we've never had a wide receiver that can make those type of catches. Mm-hmm. And you pair somebody like that with Zay Flowers. Right. That's why Lamar can go out there and throw 4 touchdowns like it's nothing. And still feel like he had an off day. Darren wants to know, did we talk Panthers yet? B, how you feeling about Bryce? We talked about Panthers. We were reacting to the game in real time because B thought that they were toast and then they made a comeback. So we were kind of monitoring the game. Bryce had a good game outside of that awful start.
Yeah, if you don't count the first 2 series. Bryce is fine. Bryce is not the problem in Carolina. The O-line got taken advantage of a bit early on. They were not able to pick up the pressure that Arizona was sending, and they turned the ball over a couple times early, and it put them in a hole that was ultimately too big for them to dig out of. You don't dig your way out of a hole anyway, but that's the saying. But Bryce is fine. He needs better receivers. Tetherhold McMillan is a legit number 1 receiver. The rest of those guys, they desperately need to upgrade. Hopefully when Jalen Coker comes back off of IR, that'll help balance things out. But I would love for them to make a trade, not even talking about, high-end guys like Tyreek or Justin Jefferson or anything like that. Just a guy who belongs in the lineup and belongs on the field and can make plays consistently, just getting open and catching the ball. Because they don't have that right now. Bryson Tremaine is not a guy who's going to get open consistently for you. Hunter Renfrow is not going to be consistently making plays. Jimmy Horn's not even active these first couple of weeks. And Xavier Legette, I see, you said Xavier Legette was invisible. No, he was very visible. If you watch the game, he was very visible. And we all saw the things he was not able to do. He should not be on the field at all moving forward.
All right, look, we got 65 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new in here, hit the subscribe button. We have some goals. We have a lofty goal that we're trying to reach by the end of the season, which is 5,000 subscribers. So if you can help us out, hit the subscribe button, share with your friends, family, and loved ones. All right. I think we can do it. It's like I said, lofty goal, but we're aiming high and we're trying to hit it. I think we can do it. Tired of this Bateman mess. Dude is a 3 or 4 wide receiver at best. That's what Kev T78 said. Listen, what did you pay him to be? Yeah, you didn't pay him. You didn't pay him to be a number 1.
I am interested to hear now.
Not you, Kev. I mean the organization. Yeah,
I am interested now to hear, because it was obvious last season, and even the season before, that Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver on that team. It was obvious, but Zay has come out of the gate on fire these first 2 weeks, and Rashad Bateman has come out of the gate cosplaying as a wet blanket, so to speak. And I'm wondering where all of the people are who were insistent that Rashad Bateman is the real number 1 in Baltimore. I mean, because that was a very, very consistent theme all through the season.
Listen. I'm going to defend those people a little bit. I wasn't one of those people, but I'm going to defend him a little bit. Bateman had a good year. He's very young, and you're thinking he's only going to get better from there, right? That's the thought process that you're having. So I can understand if you think, yeah, Bateman is going to stack on top of what he did last year and break out for 1,000-yard season or close to it, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like Zay Flowers is actually going to be that guy.
Well, but the problem with that line of thought is Zay Flowers did have 1,000-yard season last year.
Yes,
like he was better than Bateman in everything except for the touchdowns. Like Bateman had more touchdowns, but in every other way, Zay Flowers had already established himself as the number one receiver in Baltimore, and it was just it was hopes and dreams that were leading people to believe that it was going to be Rashad Bateman at some point.
Well, that hope comes from the fact that the Ravens re-signed him to a cheap deal, and it's likely that they're not going to sign Zay Flowers to a big deal, and we lose him.
I'll tell you what, he's playing the way he's played the first couple of weeks. You're not going to be able to let him go.
I hope not. They got to start keeping some talent on the offense. Like this whole allocating funds to the defense, #defund the defense. That's putting us in a hole right now. Is you're paying all these guys on the defense and they don't contribute. I mean, Giant Alexander was a healthy scratch.
Yeah. They say because they want his knee to be 100%, but if he's a healthy scratch, it sounds like his knee is fine.
Right. If he's you put him on as he's just doubtful, right? He should be doubtful knee injury, which is a real thing. But yeah, I don't like that. How does Leggett get -2 yards? All season trading is not translating for a route god.
Listen, I'll say this because I have very strong feelings about Xavier Leggett. Again, it's not personal. He seems like a great kid, and he was.
I hate that we're really all these grown men kids.
I know he was really enjoying himself this offseason, and I hope that he saved his money, and I hope he can continue to enjoy himself and do all the things that he's always wanted to do. But just not playing wide receiver for Carolina. I don't think that's a fit. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's a long-term arrangement that either one of us want.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's bad. It looks like, when people say that players make their biggest leap between years 1 and 2, he looks like he thought it was just a thing that happened. Not that you have to, work towards it and put in the hours and training and everything. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be better next year. Okay, cool. I'm going to the Glorilla concert. And now he comes out there and he's like, yo, how did I not get my second foot down? This doesn't make sense. I'm not any better than I was. And he seems very confused.
Media was going on. He says Zay Flowers worth 35 to 40 million if he keeps this up. Yeah, and I hope he does. I hope we're in a position where we have to pay him that. Yeah. I hope he plays the way B is playing. B says he plays, and we get to the end of the season, and the Ravens have no choice but to pay him.
Yeah,
I'm sick. I'm just like, this is the last year where I'm just reached my limit with what they're doing and not giving Lamar the type of support he deserves, because this is probably the most talent people will say Lamar has had on his team, and it ain't great. Right?
I don't think Zay, playing the way he's playing right now, I don't think he's worth 35 to 40 mil. Like that's where Jamar Chase is at. That's where those guys are. He's not playing to that level.
It depends on the market though, right?
No, but that's what I'm saying. So he's not playing to that level, but DK Metcalf got 30 million.
Yeah.
It's better than DK. All right. DK is a good receiver, but he's better than DK. So it's going to be over 30. So I don't think it'll be 40 though. I don't think it'll be close to 40.
Yeah. The offense, man, it's crazy how good they look with the holes that they have, because they have some holes, man. That offensive line played terrible again this week. Nobody's going to talk about it because they scored 41 points. There is a reason why Derrick Henry only had 20 yards today.
And listen. A part of that is because the Browns are very talented on defense,
very,
and especially up front.
Yeah,
but you're supposed to be talented up front too.
You're supposed to be.
But the reality is again that and it's to a point now you can't even really argue this. A couple of years ago people would just because of the team success, but Lamar is the best quarterback on the planet, and no, Pat Mahomes doesn't have a claim to that anymore. Like the Chiefs are a better organization than the Baltimore Ravens, and they've been a better team than the Baltimore Ravens. But Lamar is a better quarterback than Pat Mahomes. He's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. He's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. He is the best football player in the world. And I don't really think it's particularly close at quarterback at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we desperately want him to get a ring. Because it's not just because I'm a Ravens fan. Because I've talked to a lot of fans from other teams that love Lamar Jackson, and they're just like, "Yo, he gotta get a ring." When you recognize greatness, you want that great player to have a ring that validates their legacy. And messing around with John Harbaugh, man, they're squandering it. John Harbaugh is not that coach that people hype him up to be. No. That Super Bowl win really overhyped his value to this team.
Yeah.
He overstayed his welcome years ago, about 8 years ago, in fact.
Right. That he did. And listen, it's true that you need that for your legacy because, like, Dan Marino is one of the best to ever walk the earth at quarterback. And my man's legacy is selling isotoners. And
if Dan Marino had gotten at least one Super Bowl, they would still be talking about him. They talk about him as in the GOAT conversation.
My man threw for 5,000 yards in the early 80s.
Yeah, right.
That's insanity.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man don't even block anyone. Don't. You're not talking about 77, are you?
Don't do that.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
All he needs is, and I'm being serious. All he needs is an attitude adjustment. He needs, and you know what? To be fair to Kev, maybe some bullying is what he needs. Maybe he needs to get bullied until he gets angry and he wants to go hit somebody.
See, you're trying to be like that Bills tackle back in the day that bullied the other one.
That dude is so mad. No. First of all, screw you.
Don't ever
go compare me to Richie Incognito.
Okay, Richie.
He's a terrible person, but so is the dude he was bullying. All right.
Well, he made him that way.
No, he didn't. He was like that before. That all the reporting that came out after that, like that was just that whole thing was messed up. But I'm just saying, look. Okay, for example. Because I don't like the Richie Incognito part of the story. The way Sean McVay bullied Jared Goff, and he would call him out in front of teammates, and he would curse at him, and he essentially just dare him to say something back. And Jared Goff never would do it. And he said,
"Dolphins, I'm sorry."
He said,
"I said
get
Bills,
him the hell out of here."
Yeah.
He said, "Get him the hell out of here." And he went to Detroit, and now he's balling. He threw 5 touchdowns today. Okay, and that's because of the memory of Sean calling him a little bitch. All right, in front of all of his teammates. That's how that went down. All right, and now I'm not advocating for that approach. I think that if you have competent people on your staff, you can just develop players and make them better. But you don't have competent people on your staff, so maybe Kev needs to get Dana Falalele's number and text him some encouragement.
I want to ask y'all a question, and this isn't us pointing the fingers and saying we told you so, because I mean we always tell you so, right? But no, serious question. Everybody that's watching this show, that watched the replay, like everybody that hates how Falele is playing, everybody's calling him a falafel, everybody's calling him a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. When me and B were saying, hey, we need to draft a guard in the first round. We need to go guard in the first round. You can't have Falele and listen. We're not giving Voorhees enough smoke either. He's not playing well. We can't go out there with Voorhees and Falele at guard. how many of y'all were on board? You don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to say, like just ask yourself when you're sitting here saying, man, this dude sucks. How many of y'all were like, we need to go guard, not defense? Because this is what me and B talk about every year, where we say, hey man, you got to go and fix the O-line. You got to address the O-line, and y'all going to sit there and say defense, 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 get happy about defense. And then we say, what about the O-line? And you say, well, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Right. But this is what it looks like.
And it's crazy that y'all will go in on Falele so hard and so consistently. When one, again, I will remind you that he is a Pro Bowl guard. But he's doing a hell of a job protecting Andrew Voorhees. All right, because none of y'all have anything to say about Andrew. And you should. But Falele's in front of him taking all them bullets. Right? Nobody's laying a finger on Andrew Voorhees.
To be fair, so Voorhees isn't playing well. Rosengard ain't playing well either.
Well,
now he's had some tough matchups.
Listen, not worried about Rosengarten. Rosengarten's a talented guy. Rosengarten is, you're going to struggle at some point. He's a young O lineman. That's to be expected. The other two just suck.
Yeah, but I am worried about it because, again, man, I don't want people developing, starting on the O-line during our Super Bowl run, during our window for a Super Bowl. I don't want multiple guys. If it's one guy out the group, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it should be one guy, Roger Rosengarten, and then you should have gotten replacements for the guards, but you didn't.
Yeah. And it wouldn't even have been hard either. Yeah, we could have brought back Zeitler, like Jerry said, right? Zeitler would have helped a whole lot. We could have gotten another veteran in there, and they didn't have to be great guys. They had to at least know to put hands on somebody, and this offensive line would have looked a whole lot better. We're already scoring 40 points with a bad O-line, but if we had some veterans in there, we could have done a lot more, and we could do a lot more down the stretch. The only thing we can do now is hope that these guys figure it out. But if they don't figure it out, then what? We gotta hope Emory Jones can come in and take one of those spots when he's healthy.
With no practice.
Right. Trey Andrews for Zeitler. I was with Voorhees because he's a natural guard. Falele is a project who's failed. Okay. Let's see. Kev T says, I was on board with O-line. Your first job is to protect Lamar, and the Ravens don't and won't. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dapper Don says, I was wondering if you just said O-line. Okay. All right.
Look, I'm not going to call any of you liars, but I don't see anybody in here except for Daniel Franklin saying I wanted Malachi Starks. But I remember draft time, a lot of people wanted Malachi Starks.
I think a lot of people that watch our stream, kind of agree with what we say, right?
Yeah,
that's not far fetched, but that is the sexy pick. But
look so sexy now.
And Malachi Starks might turn into that guy down the stretch, because really what it comes down to is how they're going to play down the stretch going into the playoffs. Are they going to play like the players? We need Malachi Starks and Mike Green to make plays in the playoffs. Are they going to be able to do that? That's essentially what it comes down to.
No, because I'll tell you again, like I tell you every week, you got the worst edge rusher. Nick Scorton is playing in Carolina, and he ain't walking through that door. Right?
He got sacked today.
No. That was I don't know if he did.
Oh, it's Princely. No, it's Princely. It was Princely.
Yeah, Princely got his first sack. Congratulations, Princely. Yeah, you got the leftovers at edge.
Okay, all right.
So, all right.
3 people in here said that they wanted Simmons. Okay, all right. Killer said he wanted Simmons as well. All right. We would have been a lot better off with Simmons. I believe if he got injured at practice or something, they would still make him play through it. Talking about who?
About Simmons or?
I'm not sure. But you're right. Corey. It doesn't matter who the player is.
That is true. Yeah, regardless of who you're talking about, they would have made whoever it was play through
it. Let's bring this up. If Aaron Rodgers keeps up his pace, Lamar will be the highest rated passer in NFL history by the end of the season.
He's going to be the highest rated passer by next week.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the Steelers. Steelers versus the Seahawks. That one surprised me. I picked the Steelers to win that one. They lost 31-17 to Sam Darnold.
I picked Seattle to win that one.
Sam Darnold said, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts." Our man Aaron Rodgers, 18 for 33, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks.
Yeah, it was not a pretty day for him.
Listen, man, Aaron Rodgers is fueled by hate. Okay, he has to hate the organization that's on the other side of the field for him to play well. Okay, if he's not familiar with their game, then it's just he's gonna play like wash Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. If he has a personal vendetta against them, Petty Rodgers will be activated and he's gonna have 4 touchdowns for you.
I tell you, man, if you could somehow convince him that his opponent every week was government regulations, you have no issues. No issues at all, man. But no, it was so predictable.
You see that edge over there? He's vaxxed.
but no, this is not surprising that they played the New York Jets, the team that made him buy his own ticket to fly out to New York so they could fire him in week 1, and he reached down, like they say, all the great ones can. At one point, reached down for one more performance, right? And he threw 4 touchdowns and won the game. Blah blah blah. Wasn't going to carry over to Seattle. Who cares about Seattle?
I thought, okay, week 1 we'll have a lot of people fooled, right? Because we're football's back and we're not sure how teams are going to look and how they're going to play. I thought the Jets were going to be pretty good. They played a close game with the Steelers, and the Steelers always end up with a winning season, right? And I think they're going to have a winning season again this year. And the defense is better. And it was a competitive game, and it came down to the last play, essentially. So I figured the Jets were a much better team. And then this week happened, and it turns out they're not that good. And then we watched the Steelers play Seattle and found out that they're not that good either.
Right.
So
because you can't lose to Sam Darnold. You can't do it.
You can't lose to Sam Darnold, and he threw 2 picks in this game.
Yeah, he didn't play well.
It was another game that was amazing to me. We're going to go through some NFL scores here. The Broncos lost to the Colts 29-28. Eagles beat the Chiefs 20-17. Let's see. Bears got beat down by the Lions 52-21.
MVP pick back on track.
Yeah. 49ers beat the Saints 26-21.
Barely. The Saints had the ball with over a minute left, much like Carolina. Over a minute left, needing a touchdown, and Spencer Rattler just couldn't get it done, but it was close.
This one's amazing. The Bengals beat the Jaguars 31-27. Joe Burrow went down early in this game.
When you have Jacob Browning, all things are possible.
Jake Browning said, "Don't worry, I got this."
But again,
it went out there. It went out there and threw 3 picks.
Listen,
but he also threw 2 touchdowns.
Listen, again, he's a backup quarterback. He's not good enough to be a starter, right? But what do you want in your backup quarterback? A guy who can manage the game well enough for you to win. Jacob Browning has started 8 games. Well, he started 7 games for the Bengals. His record's 4-3. He came into this game, won this game. Doesn't matter what his stats are.
Three turnovers isn't managing the game well.
He ain't getting the contract based on his numbers. Okay,
three turnovers.
Not all turnovers are created equal, my friend.
3 picks.
Some of them are Hail Marys at halftime. Some of them are Hail Marys at the end of the game.
He also had 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown.
All that matters is you, and this is true, particularly in America, because we stupid as hell over here. All that matters is that you make enough plays to win the game, right? Because I remember arguing on this very show when the Baltimore Ravens were knocked out of the playoffs and Lamar had turned the ball over, and then the Kansas City Chiefs the very next week won their game with Pat Mahomes playing exactly the same way that Lamar Jackson had played, but the answer was, but they won.
Yep.
Not because of Pat, but, that's how it is. So you know what? Jake Browning is just a winner. All right?
Good for him. And yes, Kev T, having Chase and Higgins helps. Absolutely. which is why you get your quarterback talent. Antonio, what's good? It says, I'm glad I got to see the team win today. Same old bad coaching, though. Yeah. I don't think Lamar is covering up a lot of bad coaching decisions. But this is what we're saying back from when Greg Roman was here. If you put more talent on that side, it'll mitigate the bad coaching. When you have enough talent on one side of the ball, they can, especially if they're veterans, they can just know how to go out there and make things happen. Right? You can still win in spite of the bad coaching that that's coming from the staff if you have enough talent over there. Yeah. But we'll see. Trevor Lawrence has lost twice to Jake Browning and outplayed in both games.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence didn't have a bad game. Yes, he did. 24 from 42, 271 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Oh, Trevor. I still have no idea whether or not he's a good quarterback.
I don't know either. What do you guys think about Trevor Lawrence? Franchise quarterback or no?
Because some weeks, you're like, yeah, no, that's the guy. And then other weeks, you're like, how did you get picked first?
Yeah, I don't know. Patriots beat the Dolphins 33-27. Bills beat the Jets 30-10. Rams beat the Titans 33-19. Cowboys, this was a shocker too, beat the Giants in overtime 40-37.
You want to talk about somebody being for real? Malik Neighbors is that guy.
Yeah, he is.
And Russell Wilson is still exactly the same guy that we told you he is for the last couple of years. Because he throws those beautiful moon balls, right? And they drop right in the bucket, and it's so pretty. And how could you ever want to bench Russ? And then he throws a pass where you don't see any Giants receivers on the screen, and it's just a Dallas corner, and the Dallas corner caught it because the pass was intended for the Dallas corner, and then you lost, and then you're like, what happened?
30. That's the only mistake he had. 30 for 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Dak Prescott, 38 for 52, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Javonte Williams had a good game, almost 100 yards and a touchdown. They should not have gotten rid of Michael Parsons.
No, they shouldn't have. But hey, they got Jadeveon now, so it's all good. You want to know a crazy? What struck me as just crazy today? This stat line, going back to the Steelers and Seahawks game, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up here. It's not loading.
That's right.
Okay. But the talk leading up to the season was that Zach Charbonnet is kind of the guy in that backfield. They're both good, but he's going to be the leader of that backfield. Zach Charbonnet had 15 carries for 10 yards. Now you might be saying, man, that's a real tough run defense, right? Like that's a rough day, but that's a tough run defense. But Ken Walker, who plays for the Seattle Seahawks and played against that same run defense, had 13 carries for 105 yards and a touchdown. It's like they took the plays off when they saw Kenneth. Like I'm kind of I didn't actually watch any of that game, so I'm interested to see why exactly one dude had a field day and the other dude got completely shut down. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Antonio says Trevor is okay at best. He was supposed to be the great white hope. They want one so bad.
Oh, they've got one. His name is Josh Allen, and he's legit.
Yeah, Lawrence is mid. Never liked Trevor. Wow,
that's not nice.
Yeah, Trevor is a middle tier QB. That's what D Weezy says. Good college QB, not good enough. So but that's the thing. Like
should be fine. He's gotten them to the playoffs, right? He has the biggest comeback in playoff history. But then, after that, it's like, hey, do you know what winning is? It's just weird. It's very weird.
75 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new in here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. 5,000 subscribers is what we're trying to reach. 100 Patreon members is what we're trying to reach for our membership. Okay. Patreon.com/
second one is more important than the first one.
Yeah. Patreon.com/ LBHTShow is how you can go and sign up. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to our overtime show and our Discord channel. All that is worth the price of admission. All right. So go check it out. We have some other tiers too, and you get some other perks with those tiers. So go take a look at it. Also, LBHTShow.com is where you can go and buy some merch and sign up for the newsletter. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, I'll give you a little peek. I can't give you everything. I'll give you a little peek there, little peek. All right. This isn't authorized merch yet, but it'll be on the store in the upcoming months there. Okay. But what B is wearing right there, you can find on the store. And also you can sign up for the newsletter. LBHTshow.com is how you do that. How do you all feel about the defense moving forward? I know me and B gave our opinions about the defense. We're just not going to trust them until they do this more consistently and against significant teams, significant games in big moments and ultimately in the playoffs. So how do y'all feel? Do you think does this win today, how they perform today, help wash that bad taste out your mouth that happened last week? For me, it's not good enough. This is an inferior offense, but it helps that they played well. That they went out there and looked bad again.
I mean, sure, but you should be 2-0.
Yes.
Darren says, I don't know, Russ looked vintage today. Yeah, that's what he does. He's a grifter. We told Steelers fans last year as well. And when they benched Justin Fields, who was playing perfectly fine, and they brought in Russ, he did his grifter thing, and he looked good for a while. And then after about half a season, he figures, I've got this job locked up, and I can let my arm rest for next year when I have to grift my way onto the field again. And then the performances get worse, progressively worse. And then you get to the playoffs, and you're like, well, what happened to Russ? And we can't go back to Justin. And, oh, my God, they both left. Now we have to beg Aaron Rodgers to come be our quarterback.
Yeah. Corey says, don't mean to get off topic, but I can't believe what we didn't get. Clowney and Zadarius Smith looked pretty good earlier in the Chiefs game. What are we doing about pass rush? Oh, wait, ain't it? I don't understand what this fascination with either one of those guys are. Clowney and Zadarius Smith. Like, Owe, I would take Owe over both of them. Right? Owe didn't play bad today. He actually had a sack. He got held. It was a holding call. Like if they didn't hold him, he would have had his first sack. He would have crushed Flacco on that play. Actually, I don't think he's playing bad. And we just drafted Mike Green.
And you had 2 sacks and 9 QB hits today. Like there's nothing wrong with the pass rush. Let me tell you what's wrong with the pass rush. What's wrong with the pass rush is you played the Buffalo Bills, who have an elite quarterback, who gets rid of the ball really quickly, and is one of the best in the league at escaping pressure. Yes. Matabike had 5 hurries by himself last week against Buffalo. It doesn't look like it because he gets rid of the ball really fast, and again, he can get out of the pocket almost at will. Now, you played a team that doesn't have an elite quarterback, a guy who can't get out of the pocket and run whenever he feels like it, and you got a couple of sacks, and you hit him almost 10 times.
And
that's the nature of pass rush.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with our pass rush. The problem is linebackers aren't tackling or out of position, and our secondary was getting burnt, right? Or not even getting burnt. They weren't even in the play to get burnt. They're just giving up big plays. That's the problem.
Yeah, and yes, your pass rush could be better, right? You could have an elite pass rusher like Micah Parsons,
but you got to pay for that.
Like a TJ Watt, like a Myles Garrett. Like, yeah, you could have those game-wrecking guys. But Baltimore chose, and what they believe is that you build through the secondary. They believe that corners are more important. So instead of that, you got Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Jair Alexander, Kyle Hamilton, and Malachi Starks. That's what you have. So you don't get an elite pass rusher unless Mike Green defies all the odds and is actually better than Nick Scurton, but he's not. but you have a nice rotation of pass rushers. You even have an interior guy in Matabike who had 13 sacks a couple years ago. You have a guy in Travis Jones who everybody keeps saying has the talent to be the best nose tackle in the league. What more do you want? Tell him to go play.
Okay, so it's just week 2, right? Don't need to overreact yet, but man, we talked a lot of trash about this defense, including me. We hyped this defense up to be something that they haven't proven to be, and we gotta deal with it, right? Every time we make a move on defense, oh, they stacked, oh, they this, oh, watch out, oh, Mike Green, he gonna be a game record. These are things I was saying. Okay, so don't, I'm not pointing a finger at you. I'm right along there with you, but they're fraudulent. Okay, until proven otherwise, they are frauds. You can't sit out there and just talk about what you're going to be and not do anything, not do any of those things. I'm glad that they played better today. They got a couple of turnovers. I like the fumble return for a touchdown. Those are things I want to see. You got to do that against good teams. If you want to be a type of defense that's getting compared to the 2000s defense, you got to do that against good teams, because they would take top offenses and get turnovers, or make them have bad days. Right. Like, if you want to be that type of defense in today's NFL, you have to have everything right. You have to get the right players. You have to have the right coaching, right game plan, and players have to go and make plays. It can't be dropping interceptions. I've counted
That's
3 myself, 3 or 4
in the first 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I've counted 3. You can't do those, right? You can't be giving up big plays and big moments. This is what makes you elite. This defense damn sure ain't elite.
No.
Right? Defense is not clicking yet, Antonio says. I think they're going to get there, but this is a make or break year for our head coach, OC, and defensive coordinator, if you ask me. We're too talented to play like we play. Yeah, we'll see.
This is one of my favorite things is when the players, and it's not just Baltimore, and I don't want to single out Baltimore, but Kyle Hamilton did it after last week. That's not who we are. Well, you've played one game and you gave 41 points. It's exactly who you are. Now, you've got every opportunity to change who you are, but right now, that's who you are. You know, you can think you're better than that. You can go out and try and prove you're better than that, but that's what you did.
So, what's the deal with taking a delay a game at the end of the half? One of the dumbest things I've seen in 6 days.
6 days.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't even want to hear the excuse either. Right. Like, coaches, that's not just a Harbaugh thing. All coaches won't say, "Yeah, man, I just, I had an airhead moment. I didn't, I wasn't thinking right there, or I just messed up." Like, they won't say, "Yeah, I messed up there. Like that's on me." Right. Which is what you can say, and that's fair. What's up, Flex Zone? But Harbaugh especially will never. When have you guys ever said? When have you ever heard Harbaugh say, "I messed up," or "I didn't do a good job"? Right. It's we, and he'll say something like, "We didn't do a good job," and that starts with me. Yeah. Right. Something like that. That's not really taking account.
And what's unspoken there is, it damn sure don't end with me.
Yeah, right.
Because he won't say that, but he'll say the next part, which is the players got to execute.
Yeah. But he'll never say, "Man, plays. I just didn't get these guys prepared, man. I gotta take ownership of that." And last week was a week to do it. Last week was a week to say, "Man, we got everything we needed out of the offense, and I just did not get the defense prepared." Yeah. Right. Not Zach Orr. I didn't get this defense prepared. We didn't have a good enough game plan. That's squarely on my shoulders. I didn't do enough situational coaching to get us that win. I had to fix that. Mm-hmm. Right. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Yeah, there is.
But he won't.
It hurts his ego.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you get a delayed game at home with a quiet crowd? Yeah. I mean. I'm telling you, man. Like, and I just, like I said, we can only take it week to week. We can only react to games week to week. But Me and B have been there and done that. We are tired of this, man. Like we are, and they didn't do a whole lot wrong today. I don't want to be overly critical. They blew out that team, okay, and it was a division win. So I'll take it. I'm not overly critical. I'm just still kind of harping on last week a little bit, but and just the poor O-line play the last 2 weeks. But this whole they'll get better. They'll play better. Like I want them to be good now. Like gel. Every team has to gel. Every team is going to get better as the season goes on. Yeah. Right. The Chiefs are 0-2 right now. They'll get better. Even the Eagles at 2-0, they're not playing their best football yet. They'll get better, but they're just a better team. Yeah. And I want us to be a better team. And the O-line, especially because they weren't good last year. And we're bringing the same guys out here this year. I mean, Voorhees wasn't even good enough to get his job back when he got healthy last year. That's very concerning to me, right? Like, I want to see better guard play from these guys now. Not they're getting a little bit better as the season goes along. They need to make huge leaps right now. What comment you reading?
No, I was looking at the clock. It's time to go.
Oh, okay. B says it's time to go. We've been here for over an hour. Wes says, if I see our corners continue to play 12 yards off the short yardage situations, I'm going to lose it. But that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to coaching.
But what if you get beat over the top, Wes?
Why are we playing so far at the ball with the talent that we have? You invested so much in the secondary, and you just want to let these these guys.
It's like that scene in Any Given Sunday, right? Like teams can be lined up for a QB sneak, and coach will be like, "Listen, man, they're just gonna quarterback sneak it. It's 4th and inches," and Harbaugh will be like, "Nah, I know this coach. He's a prick. They're gonna fake it and go over the top, back up."
Yeah. All right, listen, Ravens get the win, so I'll take it. It was a good win. I'm not going to be overly critical this week, man. I love that catch from DeAndre Hopkins. I love it. I love the fact that Lamar can throw the ball up in single coverage and know his wide receiver is going to catch it. Right?
Yeah.
Like he just didn't have that before.
Must be nice.
Zay Flowers was too young. Like even Zay Flowers had a good catch today too. He came back for the ball. Like They overstated how great the catch was. People were like, "Oh, that was an amazing catch, great catch." It was a really good catch, but you guys has never seen that in Baltimore before, right? He came back and helped his wide receiver out. He was on the run. He's about to get sacked. The defender had his arm around his ankle, and he threw the ball. And Zay Flowers ran back, dove, and caught the pass. Mm-hmm. You're just not used to seeing that in Baltimore.
No.
Right? Players do that all around the league. They just weren't doing it here. But Zay Flowers is one of the better wide receivers in the league. He wants to be special. DeAndre Hopkins was a great wide receiver, one of the greatest wide receivers of our time, right? And he still has some of those moves. So it's making Lamar's job easier, and we should give him more of that.
Yeah. And, Cam, feel free to go ahead and keep that to yourself. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna watch this Panthers game again. I'm gonna watch the all 22 film and see exactly what that last drive was looking like. Because if Tedero McMillan was in single coverage at all at any point on that drive, you just got to throw it up to him and trust that he'll make a play for you. But I suspected he was not. And that's why Bryce was holding the ball and running around and throwing to Bryce and Tremaine. But we'll see. Another terrible week to be a Panthers fan, but it's getting better. Has to.
Who do y'all have next week?
Next week, I can't remember. I know it's not anybody good, because I remember looking at the schedule and thinking they could win, their first 4. Let me see. Let me pull up the schedule here. So
you play the Falcons next week.
Okay, well,
you play the Falcons. We play the Lions.
Yeah, Falcons, and then the Patriots. And now it's looking like maybe their first win won't be until the Dolphins. Okay?
I'll tell you what, and we'll get out of here soon. But the Lions have a lot of firepower. This is another good test for the Ravens defense. If they can shut them down, I will feel better about the defense, right? It'll be easier. I'm not going to completely write off week 1, but it'll be easier for me to write off week 1. Just say, hey, they just didn't have everything in order. They're just out of place and whatnot, miscommunication, whatever. If they can go out there and right the ship against a team like this, but if they go out there and give up 40 points again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem.
Listen, you have a problem with that defense if they go out there and they give up more than 20 to the Lions. They are supposed to be a lockdown defense, all right? Yeah. And that Lions team already got locked up once this year.
That's true.
Okay? So it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility. Go do it. Go do your jobs.
And we're playing at home, I believe.
You have to be able to play at a high level against good offenses. Otherwise, what good are you?
Facts. And we'll leave it there. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining this live stream. We'll be back on Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time for the LBHT show. We have a lot to cover on that. If you've never seen the show before, it is a lot of fun. We talk a lot of Ravens, we talk Panthers, and we talk all things sports. We didn't talk about the Canelo and Crawford fight. We'll probably talk about that a little bit on Wednesday.
What's up, Osman?
What's up, Osman? Hey, we responded to your message.
Yes.
You got click on that link. Okay. Follow the instructions. Follow the instructions, Osman. And thank you. We appreciate your support, man.
Yes.
But yes, we'll talk about that. And there's another big fight that nobody talked about, and we'll talk about why nobody talked about that. Right? I think Combat Corner has to make a return.
Respectful, man.
Combat Corner is making a return on Wednesday. All right, we're going to talk a little combat sports. We're going to talk some boxing. That was a big fight right there.
Yeah.
But we got a lot to discuss on Wednesday. Obviously, the rest of the NFL week. So tune in. Make sure you subscribe, like the Stream Elements bot says. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay? Subscribe and share this with your friends and loved ones if you enjoyed this content. All right. Also, go over to patreon.com/LBHTShow if you want to support the show a little bit more for just $5. You got it. I know you got it. All right. It goes a long, long way over here. All right.
Yes.
All right. That is it. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. We're out of here. Go watch some more football. I'm not sure who's playing tonight and tomorrow.
Falcons and Vikings tonight.
Falcons and Vikings.
Tomorrow, the Tampa
Raiders,
Bay Buccaneers in Houston, and then the Raiders and Chargers.
There you go. Enjoy some football. Ravens got the win. Panthers, you're almost there. All right. You played your second preseason game.
Yeah.
Week 3. We'll see what happens.
Say it's a game of inches.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're out of here. Peace.